Hey, what an absolute cracker of a day. Bit of a weird day to be doing a winter lawn tips day. But, you know, winter is coming very, very quickly. It's almost like that quote from, what is it, Game of Thrones? Winter is coming. I don't watch that show. But anyway, winter is coming, so let's give you guys some awesome lawn tips just to help you through the winter months. Yo mate, what up? Welcome to another lawn tip vid with Ben. Alrighty, so winter is coming, which is a little bit sad. Probably my least favourite time of the year. My favourite times of the year are spring and autumn, just because cool season grass looks pretty good those times of the year, and summer as well, because you know, who doesn't love a good swim in 35 to 40 degree heat? It's pretty good. In Orange too, we don't get too hot, so summer's pretty bearable, unlike you poor little Queenslanders that have ridiculously hot summers. But anyway, let's not worry about that anyway. So today we're going to talk about a couple of tips that can help your lawn look good through winter and stop some actual weeds and things happening there. So let's just talk about that, hey? Oh, just quickly before we do talk about that, I keep forgetting to tell you guys every single week, but I've got a new website up and running. Just look up lawntips.net. I'll chuck it on the screen there, link in the description below. Check out my new website I've got there. So you can purchase your consultations that I do consulting services. So if you want some lawn plans or want some advice on what to do with your lawn, some personalised tips, not just the stuff I have here on for free, jump on there and check it out. I'm also getting some merch coming in soon, so some shirts and some stubby holders. If you don't know what a stubby holder is, if you're from America, beer cooler. I think that'd be the best way to describe it. Anyway, speaking of merch, check out this shirt here. This is from Paul at Do My Own. He has a channel on lawn care as well. He's from America, champion of a dude. Thank you so much for this shirt, and he got me a hat as well. I was going to wear the hat, but I put it on this morning. Check this out. I think I look a little bit too much like a hillbilly with this thing on my head. Yeah, boy. I feel like I could sing Sweet Home Alabama. And, you know, probably get away with it because I've got a bit of a beard growing here. Sweet Home Alabama. Anyway, so I'll take it off until the beard goes anyway. Alright, let's get into the tips. Alright, so there's a lot of opinions on what to do with your lawn during the winter months. Now, there's going to be different things you do depending on what sort of grass you have and where you live in Australia or in America, even if you guys are watching this for next time you guys bump into winter. But basically, it really is going to depend on your grass type. And when I say grass type, so between warm season grass and cool season grass are the categories I'm going to drop them into. So your warm season grasses are, for example, buffalo, cooch, kikuyu, and your zoysia. If there's any other ones I forgot there, sorry guys. Anyway, so your cool season grass are Kentucky bluegrass, perennial ryegrass, tall fescue, bentgrass. If you have a bentgrass lawn, good on you. I wouldn't be trying that at home. So we're going to put them in those categories just so we can determine what you're going to do coming into winter. Tip number one for today is going to be fertilise your lawn coming into winter. So what sort of fertiliser are you going to use? I would recommend something like a slow release fertiliser. So all the fertilisers I generally recommend, so Champion from Plant Doctor, I use Anderson's Nutri-DG, they're all slow release fertilisers. Lawn Pride also has some called Maintain and Sports Flex, I'm pretty sure that's what they're called. They're going to be your best bet coming into winter because you want to feed your lawn throughout winter and not give it too quick of a hit of growth, because you know, if you do, it's not really growing season, so there's no point really to that. So if you do give it a hit of slow release fertiliser, you're going to feed it through the winter months and you're going to get a quick green up in spring as well, quicker than you would if you didn't apply that slow release fertiliser at the start of winter or late autumn. Now, if you live in somewhere like Perth or something like that, or in Queensland or in Cairns, somewhere it's a little bit hotter, you can actually continue to feed your lawn every 6 weeks once that fertiliser actually leaches out. If you live somewhere like me, in Orange or in Melbourne, Canberra, somewhere that's a bit cooler and you've got cool season grass, you just want to stop fertilising on that final fertiliser. So today I'm going to do my final fertiliser of the season. It's probably a little bit late, well, it's not late, we've still had really warm weather today, 17 degrees, which, loving it. So good for you. You guys in Queensland probably like 17 degrees, that's freezing, bro. But anyway, 17 degrees is good for Orange here this time of year. Normally we're sitting at about 10 degrees, so I'm enjoying it. Anyway, so I'm going to give my lawn a fertilise today. This will be my last fertilise of the season, so no more fertiliser. I'll still be putting liquid iron and stuff down, but not fertiliser. Now, since the weather is starting to cool down quite a lot, you can actually back off your watering, so you don't really need to water too much during these cooler months. We generally get a bit more rain throughout the winter anyway, so you can back your watering off quite a lot. So when it's winter here for me, I only water every couple of weeks, believe it or not. Still about an inch well, I'd even say half an inch per week that I actually water this time of year. Once a week or once every 2 weeks. You could just need to really assess your lawn and look how it's looking. If it's starting to look a little bit dry, chuck some water down on it. But since the actual temps are so low, you're actually not going to get a lot of evaporation with the water in the soil, so your soil is actually going to hold that moisture for a lot longer, so you can water a lot less. If you've got grass that's gone dormant, do not even worry about watering your lawn. Just let it go. There's nothing you can do. Just let your lawn go dormant. It's a bit sad, isn't it? You got warm season grass and that happens, but you do what you can do. Now here's an opinion I keep getting thrown around recently is mow your lawn taller because it will stop weeds coming out or popping up in your lawn during the winter months. Now there is a bit of trueness to that, but if you're going to get weeds in your lawn, you probably need to get them. Raising an extra 10 to 20 mils not really going to change too much with your weeds and suppressing the weeds. But a reason why you do want it to be a little bit taller is so it can actually photosynthesize from the sun a bit easier. Because you know, this time of year, the sun, good old mate behind us just there, actually isn't up for as long. Who knew? But anyway, so you're going to want to have it a little bit taller just so it can photosynthesize a bit more, catch a bit more of that sunlight so it can still be nice and healthy and grow just a little bit. You know, it's not growing a lot. Like I've only cut my lawn once this week compared to 4 times a week. And it's not growing much, which is sad. But personally, I'm not going to raise the height of my cut up any more than it is currently because it's not a big issue for me. But if you do think you need to, and your lawn doesn't go dormant, you can raise it up, you know, just to get a bit more sunlight hitting those leaves. Another quick little mention on that too, if you live in the States and you get heavy snowfall, that's when you want to get your height cut a little bit lower in the winter months because you're going to cause diseases and stuff if you've got snow sitting on your grass for absolutely ages. So that's why that rule is a little bit iffy, because it really depends on what sort of grass you have and where you live and the sort of climate and temperatures you actually get. So if you're getting heaps of heavy snow where you live, drop your height cut down a bit because you can get diseases, what we call winter fusarium here, or snow mold they call it over in America, which is more of a cool season grass disease anyway, but you know, you just want to be aware of that if you get heaps of heavy snow. Now another tip for you all is winter is the perfect time to actually spray out a lot of weeds like your broadleaf stuff. So what you can do, get yourself some broadleaf spray depending on what your grass type is. Now Dicamba and MCPA I recommend for your cool season varieties and for your cooch and your Kikuyu. If you have got buffalo, that's when you want to get onto something like Bromoxynil. Now that's only because buffalo can't actually handle Dicamba and MCPA because it's just not a big fan of it and it just curls up and gets a bit of damage on it. So make sure you get some Bromoxynil. Just make sure you get a weed killer that's safe for buffalo if that's your case. Always read the labels, always check if your grass type is compatible with that herbicide. That's why it's important to know your grass type. Now, another thing is people have been talking about frost and actually watering the frost off the leaf so you can actually stop the frost damaging your lawn a lot more. In theory, that does actually work. You can do it. The thing is, you have to time it perfectly right, because if there's frost on your leaf already, if you go and water it, say 6 o'clock in the morning or something, just give it a quick water, it's going to turn into ice and actually, you know, probably going to do more damage if it turns into ice on your lawn. So you got to time it correctly. So by the time you go to do it anyway, it's probably going to be about 7 o'clock when you put that down, stop the frost from damaging your lawn, and it's already done damage to your lawn because it's been on the leaf for so long anyway. So you can do it, you got to time it right and do it perfectly, and if your lawn's going to go dormant, your lawn's going to go dormant. So I wouldn't really worry too much about wasting water and doing that. I mean, if you really can, give it a test, see if it works for you, but in my own personal experience, it's not really worth it. Anyway, so as you can see, there's not really heaps of things that you can do during winter. Let winter take its course and affect your lawn the way it's going to. Sorry, I just had to burp. That's a bit rude for me to do on camera, so I held it in. But anyway, there's not much you can actually do with that in winter, your actual lawn. So you can do those little tips that I gave you. Cut the water back a little bit, obviously, because you need to save your water anyway. Make sure that you give it a slow release fertilizer before winter kicks in. If your lawn keeps growing through winter, keep hitting it with slow release fertilizer. Use that iron to keep a bit of heat in the leaf and some humic acid as well, and your soil amendments like your seaweed secrets or your sea soil, whatever you preferably use. And also, last thing is spray those weeds out. They're the most important things you're going to do. But apart from that, if you let your lawn grow, it's not going to grow so much. Take a rest, take a holiday, like I will be doing. This is my holiday time of year because, you know, greenkeepers working through summer like crazy in spring and autumn, and then winter, haven't really got much to do. Right, so let's go grab this fertiliser out of the shed. Remember, I'm using the Nutri-DG stuff. In we go. It's a bit of a mess in here. Anyway, so yeah, I've got this fertiliser here, which you guys know about. The Nutri-DG stuff. I get this from Globe, remember? That's it there. Love this stuff, it's good. But this one is a 15-0-15, so I want something that's going to shoot some growth down with the roots, or actually strengthen the roots up a bit. More of a starter fert, because my seed is pretty new. So that one hasn't got any phosphorus at all, as you can see. So I've got a different formulation. Now the bag is here somewhere. This is the bag here. This is a Nutri-DG one. They've just, obviously the bag broke that it was with it, so they put it in this bag instead. But I'll put up the analysis on the screen. Okay, so I just cut that thing off there, and that bag was inside. Damn. Anyway, that's the analysis there. A lot more phosphorus than the other one. The reason I'm using it, as I said, because I've got a pretty new lawn, newly established, so I want to get everything growing properly. It's my last fertiliser of the season. It's a bit sad, actually. Winter really is coming. I wish I said that in this video. Anyway, let's enjoy this, eh? Sprinklers are on. Let's just get past them. Anyway, so always make sure, I say it so many times, but when you fertilise with granular fertilisers like that, just water it in straight afterwards. I know it's the middle of the day and I'm watering. Oh no, it's against the greenkeeper rules, boy. It's okay. You can water sometimes in the day if you need to. Man, that shoots far. It's nearly hitting me over here. Crazy. Anyway. So yeah, that's about it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. You know, check out all my other videos. I've got quite a few videos up now. It's been a year. I said this last week, but it's been a year since I put up my first video. So really just want to say thank you to all you guys that engage in everything, watch my videos, contact me and say thanks for it, whatever you do. Thank you so much for being involved in this whole thing called Lawn Tips, run by myself, Ben. But anyway, thank you so much, guys. Like this video if you enjoyed it, or you learned something new, or you just like hitting that thumbs up button. And yeah, you have just a good week. The lawn is looking magnificent. You wouldn't think it's nearly winter, would you? Hey. That's for you, Paul.